Hi everyone, it's me, DC Breaks, in the studio, and just going to run through a demo of our new Serum preset pack. It's called Roller's Delight, and it's themed around more of the kind of rolling style of D&B that's around at the moment. So let's jump right in. The first one is actually a vocal sample, just to kind of give the theme for the Serum pack, and let's see how it sounds. So it's actually a sample of my voice saying Roller's Delight, and I've basically imported the wavetable from the audio file into oscillator A saying Rollers, and B has Delight, and it kind of switches between them to put them together. And then I've just kind of added some, obviously it's pitched, and it's just a kind of vocodery type effect really, but you can also use the macros to add some other effects. It's a gapper, this is a panner which just kind of flicks it stereo. And you can add reverb as well. So what I would say is this is really cool, but get your own vocal samples and drag and drop them onto oscillator A and B and mess around and have some fun. Alright, anyway, let's get into the bass sounds. First up we've got this one, which is called Cry Baby Bass. So yeah, a lot of these are kind of long notes. They all sound good straight away. There's no additional processing on these. They're just set up to sound good straight away. But really, as if you've used our sample packs before, Serum packs, we like to use the macros a lot to really kind of allow you to shape the sounds yourself. So you get quite dramatic effects just by using these four knobs here. One's called Evolve. That's Intensity. There's one called Crumble here. And then one called Rollout, which I think is just like a filter down kind of effect. So yeah, that's pretty sweet. So that's the first one. Next one, Carbuncle Bass. It's pretty dirty. So again, I'm just holding down one note here. The macros, you've got a pitcher. Not actually really doing any pitching as such, but it is actually affecting the pitches. It's the high end. So you can destroy it, that's kind of good for breakdowns. And then there's another one here called Mangler. So yeah, the pitch is actually working now. So these two kind of actually, I remember now when I was making it, they do kind of rely on each other being on. If they're off, the pitch doesn't do much. But if you put the mangler on, there you go. Nice. Also, I've put in the notes here. Sometimes I put little stupid things in here, but sometimes it's actually useful information. This one says tweak LFO5 peak for wah. So let's do that. So you can now change the wah here. So that's just kind of, yeah, another way you can add a bit of modulation. Right, let's check the next one. This one's called Banter Crack. Pitch it down. So this is a kind of a Benny L kind of thing. If I just put some beats in, you can hear what it sounds like. So yeah, kind of foghorn bass thing. And the answer, so I've got two that I programmed here for the other demo. So that's how they sound. Let's put the beat back in, sorry. So this one, the answer kind of, they're separated into A and B. B's kind of, A's the kind of stab, B's the kind of filtering up one. So it's kind of to do with the rate and these other knobs. So I've kind of just gone in on the automation for to do that. So quite easy to do yourself. Yeah, it's only the one macro being turned up there. So that's that one. So pretty nice. Obviously, it sounds just like Vanta Black. That's why it's called Banta Crack. Thick bass. Oh. So again, we've got some nice modulation options here in the macros. Lastly, with the mod wheel, we can add some vibrato. That kind of comes through more or less depending on how the other macros are set up. So let's try it up here. There we go. The vibrato on the mod wheel. Alright, next one, gutter bass. Let's see how this one sounds. So it works across lots of different octaves, as you just heard. That's a crunch. Got this one here called Transformer. If you're wondering why I'm bang on about macros, it's basically because this one knob is controlling three different things. It's controlling the FM signal from oscillator B on A, the sync amount on oscillator B, and also the filter, all in one knob. So just adds a lot more kind of creative possibilities. This macro is called Roll Up, and it just adds that kind of. And the way I made that was to have this changing the amount of attack on oscillator 3 on envelope 3, and envelope 3 is affecting the pitch of oscillator A and B. So it just kind of brings the pitch up, unless it's right off, in which case the attack is 0 and it kicks straight in. Hopefully you can hear that. And then last but not least, there's a picture here as well. And again, you can use these with the other ones to get even more crazy effects. So pretty sweet. Next one, Tornado Bass. Thanks to Contact D&B for the name reco. He's getting a free pack. So nice one, mate. So again, I'm just holding down one note, and again you can change the evolve knob. Change the intensity. destroy it completely. And then there's also the mangler. So I call this lead and bass because you can kind of use it for both really, so that's pretty cool. This next one's called Bassline Vox. It's the same principle as the first one, Roller's Delight, in that it's a sample which I've used to make this. I've just imported to create a wavetable here. Oh. Bassline. And this has the same effects as the other one as well. So again, you could import your own voice or any kind of sample. Actually, it's like a good thing to do is to drag and drop audio files into your oscillators and use those to make wicked sounds. All right, Mustafi bass. If you're an Arsenal fan, you'll get the reference. Ooh. So again, that's just one note I'm holding down there. No extra processing or any effects on that at all. Let's listen to some of the macros. We've got extreme pitch here. We've got can add some high end. Reverb. And our friend, the good old mangler. The manglers, they're not set up the same, but they mangle the sound, and I run out of ideas for calling it different shit, so here we go. Filth. Unlike Mustafi, that's actually quite good. Alright, the Ripper bass, thanks to Zardonic for the name. He's also getting a free serum pack from us. The Ripper. Crunch. Transformer. The pictures on this is quite good, makes it a bit more dubstep. Pretty sweet as well. Next one, Boris bass. So if you pitch it right down and then come up on the keyboard. Or vice versa, pitch it right up and come down on the keyboard. Pretty wicked. Classic Gary bass. Thanks to Six Blade Music for this one. Nice one, guys. They're getting a free Serum preset pack as well for coming up with a name. Classic Gary. So this is quite handy. You can change the length of the wah on with macro 1. and the mod wheel kind of does a washout. So again, quite good for breakdowns or just kind of weird effects. Right, moving swiftly on. Frijoles, if I said that right. Let's hear how it sounds. Just nice, chunky, thick, kind of greasy bass. Really grainy. This one, I kind of call it slow grain to start with. It's got that real kind of grain to it. And again, you've got the filters here. Speed up the oscillator with the second macro there. And then width is kind of adding hyperdimension. So some of these macros are just, it's kind of handy to just have them so that when it's in the project, you can just add a bit of top end or width and just help kind of fit it in the mix a little bit more easily. What does the mod wheel do here? Just adding an oscillation as well. Okay, KFC bass. Can take the sub off. Probably won't hear that unless you've got some decent monitors. Edge. And tone. So one's kind of more neuro, and one's more kind of jump up. Stinky grinder bass. Let's hear how this sounds. Again, just holding down one note. You can turn the faller off. Some kind of mad pitch effects there. Macro 2 is called Grain. So that's kind of just changing the character of the notes. Filter. So it's pretty sick. This one's called Alf Ramsey's Porn Dungeon. Sounds like this. So this one's all about the looping here. So we can basically, it sounds good just like straight out of the box. But be pretty careful when you start messing around with these because it gets pretty weird pretty quick. So you get the general idea. pretty sick sound. Next up, Annex bass. Gonna mess around with the pitch. It's not really the pitch, it's more just kind of a top end frequency modulation effect. That's pretty crazy. Next one, Smack My Pitch Up. Right, this one's all about the pitch bend wheel, because it adds an oscillation as well as the pitch bend. So but then there's obviously the macros still as well. Change the rate that it oscillates at when you engage the pitch bend as well. And we've got Mangler as well, another one. Let's see how this one works. Pretty sick. And reverb. It's pretty sweet. Pretty sweet. Titanic bass. Adding some grit. Just all about different textures with that one, really. And last but not least, Top Boy bass. So all of that's just one note. Says try the mod wheel. Let's hear what the mod wheel does. It's mucking around with a wavetable position of A. So yeah, so you get the idea. That is the end of the preset pack. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you think there's some good sounds in there. If you like it and want to get your hands on it, head over to dcbreaks.com/shop and get stuck in. All right. Until next time, guys, I'm out of here. Cheers.